Every time I get to sleep, I keep having the same dream. I'm walking down this long hallway and there's nobody else around, except I'm walking this little dog. And it's really friendly and it loves me. And then all of a sudden this door opens. I didn't even see it. It's at the end of the hallway and it's right in front of me. There's a bright light, I hear voices, and then I start to feel faint. The next thing I know, I wake up and the dog is gone. As soon as I open my eyes, I hear the door slam shut. When I know that I am able to get up, I go to the door, I touch the knob, and it won't even open. I try, and it's locked tight. So I start screaming and crying, and then I notice there's a window, and it's snowing outside. And all of a sudden, I am outside, and I'm dancing in the snow. And I feel free. I almost forget about losing the dog. Off in the distance, I see a little building, and I start running towards it. And when I can get close enough to see, I realize it's an animal shelter. And right then I realize how much I just want to have another dog. But the woman at the shelter says I can't. Somehow she knows. I felt happy when the dog disappeared, and she says I don't deserve another one. So I beg her, and then she finally agrees to let me see their dogs. But out of all the dogs, they're not like the one I lost. And that's the one I want. I start crying, then I wake up and I'm still crying. I don't remember much of giving birth, but I know I heard her cry. I didn't even get to see her or hold her. And the nurse, she told me I didn't deserve to get to see her because I was giving her away. They let me feed her once. Because I refused to sign the papers unless they'd let me see her. She had blue eyes. And I know most babies do, but hers were not at all pale. They were deep, deep blue, like the ocean. 1 hour. That's all the time we got together. Before they took her away from me again. You know what? It really doesn't make sense, Emily. All the girls at the agency, they kept saying how they couldn't wait to give birth so they can go back to normal, but I didn't want to have the baby because if I had her, I was going to lose her. And I tried to keep her as long as I could. I started having pains in the middle of the night, and I wouldn't even wake Mom. I wouldn't even wake her to let her know until I couldn't stand it anymore. I didn't want to go to that hospital because I knew I would come home alone. I think that's the worst part. I feel so empty. I'm so cold all the time. And everyone expects me to act like nothing ever happened. They lied to me. They told me everything would be okay. And nobody warned me that it would be like this. 20 years old, Emily, and I feel like my life is over. All I do is I wait, and I just keep waiting for the hurting to stop, and it won't. It just keeps getting worse. You don't know how it feels. I can't take it anymore.